Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vaughn Doom. Just making this video because a lot of people wanted me to make this video explaining Paragon, and so I'm going to do it for you. Alright, so first of all, thanks for you guys listening and being interested in the album. I really appreciate it. Paragon actually means excellence or perfection in a specific quality, which is kind of cool. And that's the concept of the album, just perfection or excellence in a specific quality. And it's whatever type, it's kind of more like excellence or perfection in life, but you can apply it to anything you want to, really. So it starts off at the interlude. When I say that all life seeks happiness, refuge, and paradise, the devil will interrupt you and drag you down to harsh realities, eyes wide open. And it says, what road will this particular model choose, claiming godlike perfection within a tainted heart? So the first part of the album is actually that specific line, claiming godlike perfection. And that's why most of the songs on the first part is really hard, upbeat, a lot of bass, really hard hitting, vicious, got really hard lyrics, a lot of wordplay, a lot of braggadocious stuff. That's why the first part is like that. And with the climax of the first part, which is the height of hubris, the height of hubris is actually a phrase meaning extreme arrogance and the peak of pride. Some meanings of it in like mythology, like Greek mythology, the height of hubris is actually like the peak of arrogance to the point of offending God or something like that. So if you notice on that song, I make a lot of references and wordplays to like Greek and Egyptian gods. If you didn't realize that, listen to it. And at the end I say, what did I say? I am the model of perfection, something like that. And that song is basically the most like God complex song of the whole first part, which is the reason why it's titled Height of Hubris. And because I'm basically at the peak of my arrogance, and that's where the climax comes in. And then the fall right after it is actually the voice of the devil taunting us for trying to find us, men and women trying to find perfection, and taunting that we have the nerve to think that we can find perfection. But the fall is actually the most complex piece in the whole album. Why do you ask? I'm glad you asked. I'm really not going to tell you why, but you have to actually like listen to it. It's not going to come out in your face. I'll give you some hints actually. It's the most ironic piece in the whole album, and it's the most, basically it explains the whole album if you listen to the album what it was. And it really says that you can be in the midst of perfection all your life and still screw up and still be able to still have to experience the bottom, some would say. What's some other cool stuff? If you noticed, I got two songs where I say the hook at the same time, or the same hook, which is Essence and Three Gods. The Essence, I say, you lost your way in this big game. Three gods you lost to your chest plate. Get loose with the lean and the green loot. Grow minds with the rhyme and the green root. Fantasy with a blunt and a dime piece. High life but the craft is a lost dream. Now I say that in Three Gods too, but both are actually being told in a different perspective. I'm talking about Essence in the perspective of rap and hip hop in that specific industry, where they glorify and idolize three specific subjects, which is sex, money, and drugs, if you will. And I'm talking about it in that fantastic fantasy life type of thing. Three Gods, I'm talking about it in a real life perspective. Because if you notice in the essence, I really don't talk about it that much. But I kind of talk more about like the superficialisms of the industry. And in Three Gods, I actually talk about real life situations. The first situation is about the false god of sex. Second verse is the false god of money. And the third verse is the false god of drugs. But it's the third verse I twisted around a little bit because, you know, there's that big issue about marijuana, how it's illegal, but yet it doesn't kill anybody, it really doesn't hurt you that much. So that's some trivia, I guess. Another thing, Three Gods and the next song after it, Joint Custody. The female and the male that I talk about on Three Gods are the male and the female in joint custody that meet each other a year, or well, they don't meet each other, but it's them a year and 6 months later when the male is introduced to his son that he did not realize it was his. That specific song is kind of, usually in specific communities, I would say. You really hear about the deadbeat dads and the guys that aren't there for their children, but you really don't hear much about the dads that are there for their children. So I kind of mixed the song up to make it, I already had some responses that specific song is a really good song and a lot of people relate to it. And people don't really talk about the fathers that will take responsibility for their children and own up to that. And I kind of twisted that song around and actually made it about the fathers, so that was pretty cool. What are some other stuff? Well, the second part of the song, like I said, is when you go from God to man, basically having like I said, the second part is more personal, more life-related songs and things like that. And it's basically about how people sometimes get to the bottom and don't know what to do with their lives and think that they're like worthless and not worth anything, when really it's just about how you see the world around you, see the people and the things you cherish in life and all of that. Once you humble yourself maybe, and realize that everything you have right now is everything you need, then that should be perfection. That's kind of like the moral of the whole concept. Is basically to be happy with the things you have, be thankful for the things you have, your family, the things you cherish. Be blessed. You got a nice car. It might not be the hottest car out there, but you're driving, you get from point A to point B, you got a nice house, you got a family to go to, all this other stuff. And, you have happiness and joy, and life might not be perfect, but as long as you're happy, that's perfection. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the gist of it. There's some more hidden stuff in there. I'm not going to really explain because, if you listen to the stuff, then you will get it. And you will be like, oh, well, that's like things like that. But yeah, about to hit 9 minutes, so I'll probably stop right there. But hope you guys listen to this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, or hope you guys are enlightened by some things I said. I got some more music coming soon. Me and my buddy Grant's coming out with this new LP called Jesus 2, a sequel from Jesus from a couple years ago. Got a graphic novel that I'm working on based off my first LP called Black. You can listen to it on vondoom.bandcamp.com. It's terribly mixed. It's not even mixed. It's terribly recorded and all that stuff. So I'm going to redo that. I'm going to have a reconstruction LP that I'm going to do for it. It's going to be, I have a whole different idea, new story, new characters, all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and I got more stuff coming for you. I appreciate everybody listening to Paragon. I appreciate everybody liking it. Thank you, guys. So I think that's about it. Peace out, you guys.